as strong as I'd like to be. You know what I mean? Like, there have definitely been things that needed to be picked up. But how about this? Very few people in my life have ever asked me to help them move. That's how you know you come off a little anemic to your friends. You know what I mean? Because I actually have anemia. But like, my thing is, if you're in the throes of like being your absolute strong, maybe I've watched too many movies, but I've just want to have like one period in my life where like I walk past stuff and I think about picking it up without the injury that might occur. You know what I mean? There have been people, okay, as an example, I try to be helpful, right? And I was in New York and I was on a subway and I was getting up the stairs. I had already got off the train, right? And on the second, there were 3 rows of stairs, right? And on the second row of stairs was a young mom who had a stroller with a baby in it, right? So then I'm like, okay, she already got up the first one. I'm not just gonna assume that she needs help, but the fact that she's doing it by herself and the stroller is hitting every step, she's shaking the baby. Like that's undeniable, just bow, 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 right? And so then I'm walking up and she looks like she's really contemplating how to do the second and third set of stairs because I think she must also felt like that was a lot of shaking, right? And so then I walk up and I'm like, hey, would you like a little help up? And then she was like, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then I actually go down a couple stairs, you know, so I can like protect my back, lift with my legs and everything, and keep the baby at the right trajectory, because now the baby's still gonna be at an angle. He's not gonna be like this and then... So then I grab the bottom of the stroller and I go to pick it up. And I put in the effort, but the baby doesn't move. And... I cannot tell if the stroller is made of titanium or if this baby is secretly 12. Like, because this is what's so embarrassing about what's happening right now, is that I have 2 people, one of which doesn't have object permanence yet, but 2 people who know exactly what's going on. They know that I've now offered to help and I cannot help. Because as I'm really, like, did you ever see The Sword and the Stone? It was... Because my hams and my quads are wiggling. And so I've got the wiggle going. So I know I'm putting in the effort, right? And I even readjusted and put my foot on a different step. Because I was like, that's a bad step. I don't like that step. That's what it is. That step was too low. It wasn't doing my legs any justice. Let me get up another step. So then I put, but this is a worse position to be in, right? So now I'm lower, and now I'm wiggling. But the thing, okay, so I'm wiggling so hard, and then I look up a little bit, and the baby is like. And I never thought that being judged by a baby would help me access more glute use than I ever thought possible, because then I look up and the mom is also like, and so then I look past them because they are not helping me right now. And I finally lift it up a little bit, and I get maybe knee height, right? Which this is not comfortable to go upstairs with weight, okay? But I start pushing, and I get up one step, and get up another step. And I cannot believe that this mom did this by herself, because I'm like, this is with help. And so sure enough, climbing up, and maybe a quarter of the way on the second set of steps, I start to feel a pain. I shouldn't say a pain. I start to feel 3 pains. One was in my back, one was in my quad, and one was in my hamstring. And other people are passing us, because I wasn't the only one that got off the subway. And as we're passing by, this other guy was passing by, much bigger dude, but he was like, "Do y'all need help?" Which is devastating. You ever been a good Samaritan and needed a good Samaritan? It was terrible. So then I'm turning to him to be like, I'm about to answer, and then the mom is like, "Yes." And so then this dude with one hand moves my hand and starts to take up some of the slack, right? And in my head, I'm like, all right, it's gonna be the 3 of us together. And okay, all right. So this dude moves this hand with this hand, moves it out of the way, and so now I'm just pinching both my hands on this other part, but he really is keeping it level in a way that's devastating. And then he was like, it brightens my day to help out a young, beautiful couple like y'all. Which means that as he was walking up the steps and got level with me, he was sure I couldn't carry my own son. And so I'm holding this one, and he's holding this one with one hand, right? Other hand in his pocket. He chilling. And then almost immediately, this young mom says, "Oh, we're not together." And in my head, I'm like, you couldn't fake. You couldn't save me the embarrassment for 17 more steps. We don't know this man. I don't know you. We're not together. And so then he goes, "Ooh, oh, okay. Well, we all try to make things work the best way possible." Now he thinks I am an absent father that isn't able to carry my own son. And so then she's like, "No, I don't know him." I was like, you really had to throw me under the bus right now. You couldn't just pretend to know me for 15 more steps. And then he goes, "Oh." And now he knows that I'm a stranger that can't pick up his not son. And I try to help people and everything, but this is too embarrassing. So after about the 4th step, I was like, "Hey, I'm late." Do you think you could? And then he was like, "Oh yeah." And then he, both hands, and I walked up the stairs by myself and then ran. When I got to the top, I did not want to be seen again. That terrible. How are you gonna, we not together? No, I don't know him. How are you? Just trying to be helpful. But I was hurt, like my pride was hurt. And so then I went home and got online and Googled the weight of that stroller, because I was like, this thing has gotta be like at least 100 pounds or something. Try and make myself feel better. Turns out it was all baby. That stroller is 8 pounds. I'm surprised it was holding the kid up. I was watching the news, because at first I saw it on the news and then it spilled over to social, so I was watching a lot of it. I saw where Tyreek Hill got stopped by the police, right? And I don't think he got arrested. I mean, he got detained for a bit, but he still made it to the game and did quite well. But the whole thing was pretty wild, and I made sure to watch like everything that got released, like the full body cam footage and everything, because I saw just so many people arguing about it online, right? And in case you didn't see it, basically Tyreek Hill, who's a football player, right? He is he's driving and gets pulled over, right? And anytime I'm on Twitter and I see like a video of a black dude getting pulled over, I'm like, well, it was a good day. I don't know what I'm about to see. And so, you see the body cam footage of the cop walking up after they pulled him over to Tyreek's window. And Tyreek is sitting there in the car and everything, and then the cop knocks on the window, and then Tyreek lowers his window, looks at the cop and goes, "Don't knock on my window like that," and then rolls the window back up. And as an African American audience member, I was like, uh-oh. And you can tell, even the cop, you can't see his face because it's his body cam, but you can tell he's like, what? What just happened? So then he knocks on the window again, and he's like, yo, keep the window down. And he's like, don't knock on my window like that, right? Don't knock on my window like that. And they just go back and forth. He's like, keep the window down, don't knock on my window like that. Keep the window down, don't knock on my window like that. Now, to be fair, by now the window is just down. Like he's just, it's kind of like one of those things where you arguing with somebody, but they are doing the thing you asked them to do, but you still mad, so then you're like, and keep doing it. You just don't know what to say next. You're like, and stay doing it. And so then, he hands him his license and registration, and then he rolls the window back up. And like, look. Look. Rolling the window up on anybody. I've never seen a respectful rolling of the window up, right? Like when I've been out and I've been in situations and I roll the window up, it's very clear what I mean, right? I remember one time I was with my friend Mike in Chicago, and he was giving me a ride home from a show, and there was this one dude that was in the street, middle of the street. And, we had a pretty clear, we were in Chicago, and so we're going down like that Argyle area and everything, and we have a pretty clear street because it's so late at night, right? And it's, it's like maybe 2:30 in the morning because I had a late show and I stayed to talk with people and stuff like that. And Mike is giving me this ride back, and we've got the windows down and everything. But then we're at a red light, and we see a red light away this guy who's been in the street, and we could tell from the distance, is just running in the street, no shirt on, everything. And then Mike just goes, let me roll up my window because this nigga is making me nervous. Rolling up the window is not both like a power move. Sometimes it's also a move of like, I really don't want to look at you right now. And so the cop knocks on the window again. He's like, hey, keep the window down. And then Tyreek is like, yo, just give me my ticket so I can go, right? And as an African American audience member, I was like, oh. You know? And so then cop tells him one more time, he's like, yo, keep the window down before I take you out of the car. Matter of fact, get out of the car, right? So he just immediately decides like, no, open this door. Open the door before I break the window. Open the door, right? And so then Tyreek is like, okay, damn, all right. So he unlocks the door and then they pull the door open and they start pulling Tyreek out. He's like, okay, I'm getting down, damn, right? And now they're pushing him down and everything. And he's like, hey, careful. I just had surgery on my knee. And they're telling him. And then the guy, you know, the same cop as before, is like, oh, that's convenient. You didn't have surgery on your knee in the car when you couldn't keep the window up. And I was like, that's not how knees work. And so they got Tyreek down flat on the ground. I can't remember if they handcuffed him or they zip tied him or they just had him with his hands right here. And you gotta keep in mind that this is all for like some speeding. Like if you're speeding and they catch you, they just arrest you because you're speeding that much, you know? Like if you're going the speed of the temperature in Arizona, you're just... you're just going to jail. But all of this happens, speeding a little bit, right? And then, you know, he's on the ground, hands down, everything. He's trying to call someone to let them know that he's gonna be late, which is courteous. And then, you know, I don't know when in the sequence this happened, because then this is from a different angle, but I watched something that was fully put together, right? So I don't know if this one was on police body cam, but this was just like a part of, you know, a part of the footage. And then, you know, Tyreek said something along the lines of like, yeah, another black man trying to drive in America, right? And then the same cop as before says like, oh, I'm Cuban, don't play that shit with me, right? Which isn't quite, like I see where he was trying to get, but no. The 2 points kind of miss each other, right? And then, you know, there was another player who had stopped his car and got out just to see what was happening because he saw Tyreek's car, Tyreek on the ground and everything. And so then he's trying to call somebody, and Tyreek is telling him like, yo, call whoever. I don't know if it's like the GM or I don't know who he wants him to call, but he keeps saying the same name. So then that guy goes, okay. But then the cop sees that guy and goes, yo, you can't stop there. Get back in your car. You can't stop there. Get back in your car right now. He's like, okay, I'm getting back in my car. I was just trying to see what's happening. Don't worry about what's happening. Get back in your car right now. Drive off, right? And he's like, okay, and even as he's moving towards his car, the cop was like, you know what? You too. And then takes him. And it did get to the point where I was like, are they going to arrest the city? Because I'm not going to lie. When you drive by, you get curious. You're like, whew. You know, maybe you're in your car and you drive by a little slow. You're like, is that Tyreek Hill? And the cop's like, you can get some too. Like, you know? But it just got me to thinking, like, what, all of this, and our expectation, the fact that we expected it to be worse than it was, you know? Because I want to be clear about something. Tyreek Hill was, if you watch the tape, he was being an asshole because he thought he could get away with it, right? He thought he had enough money. He thought he had enough, like, access or proximity to maybe how his white friends move, you know? That he thought he could be an asshole and get away with it. And I want to be clear, the cops in that situation were also being assholes because they thought they could get away with it. But only one of those two parties was at work. Do you know what I mean? Everybody has a bad day. Everybody can't be perfect, and some people are assholes through and through, right? But being an asshole isn't illegal. One of those parties has a gun, has the ability to kill, has the power to move people where they want them to go, you know? And it's a terrifying thing because my thing is like, take race out of it for a second, right? The way that the police are allowed to move is what creates the expectation. It just happens to get to a certain place with black people more often than not. But it's the way that we're all police and the thing that we all allow as long as it's happening to somebody else that keeps the system intact. You know? And so I've watched the police do all manner of things in different videos to different people, right? But there's a certain place we let it get to in our minds where we just accept that, like, oh man, you disrespected a cop, you about to get your ass beat. Why is that? Do you know what I mean? Why is that? Because I'm not trying to make it as if race isn't an actual issue in it. It's like inextricably linked to it. But at the same time, trust me when I say anybody can get it. I've watched so many videos of people, kids, you know? And it's because of the way that we let police move and also what we ask police to do, right? There should just be a scanner. If you're speeding, we'll catch you. And I don't have to talk to the dude with the gun. That would be nice. That would be so much better to just, I was speeding, you got me, that's my bad, I was speeding, and now I don't get tapped on the window by a dude that I know is armed that's not having a great day. You know? Because I've even watched, like you wouldn't believe, you know, I've watched my white friends move around the police in a way that I could never imagine, right? But I've also watched them. There's a weird leveling off that happens when it comes to policing, where sometimes white people get loud or get violent with the police, and the police go, I'm white too, so like, let's nix that now. You gotta get your ass beat today. You know? And I've also seen black police tuning up black kids, right? But it's also the expectation that we have of police and the way that we allow them to move that like leads to situations like this. You know what I mean? It's terrifying to be pulled over by the police, just in my view, as a black person. Not even because I'm like, man, this cop's definitely gonna be racist. It's more just what can happen and what they can get away with that's terrifying. And I know that we're not all feeling the same way, but in my opinion, we should all be terrified. Because everything's well and good until it happens to you. And trust me when I tell you it can happen to you. In college, I had a friend who was getting a little drunk, right? He was pretty drunk. And, you know, he got loud with a cop. And I was trying to, you know, dissuade him. But I was doing it from a distance, like a coach. You know what I mean? Like I was... You know, I was like, hey, I know you white, but you're gonna get tased. I'm telling you. The way you moving right now is taser behavior, okay? That white skin can only protect you for so long. You about to get that ass beat, I'm telling you. I've seen too many videos of people doing what you do, and they never end well. And they didn't tase them, but let's just say I did eventually have to yell out, I'll see you back at the door. I don't want these problems.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing? Yeah.
It's late on a Wednesday and y'all don't give a fuck.
Yeah, unemployed audience. Yeah.
Y'all really don't care. Like, it's like gonna be midnight by the time you get home.
Don't tell them that now, they're gonna leave.
No, they won't leave. They already bought the ticket.
Oh, that's fair.
They're gonna sit here and enjoy the show.
By a real quick, like round of applause, who listens to the Josh Jonhson Show, the podcast?
Wow.
Okay.
That's like everybody.
So that's mostly, and then for the rest of you, clap if you've never listened to it before. Okay.
There we go.
It's hurtful that one of them is a very close friend of mine. That was actually quite hurtful. He was the loudest clap. That's very hurtful.
But it's good to know where we stand.
Yeah, because last time, we did it last year, and we came on and started talking, and then we asked that question for who listened to the podcast, and most didn't clap. I'm like, okay, cool. I love knowing our room has no idea who the fuck I am. So I wanted to really, they knew him and not me.
No, it happens. They know me, but they don't know that I do a podcast, which is what I actually spend most of my time doing. It's like... It's like when someone gets to know you real well, but then they're like, "Oh, you like act?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's what I've been doing. How do you think I make money?" And then they're like, "I didn't ask questions." You're like, "What the fuck? You don't know me at all." You know?
Yeah. By the way, I know this goes without saying, but that's Josh Jonhson right there. Make some noise for Josh Jonhson.
How you doing? This is also my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian, Logan Nielsen. Give it up for Logan.
Hello. Make some noise again for Nico White, too. Thank you so much for coming out, man.
Pleasure to be here with y'all.
It's on Netflix, and you just released an album not too long ago, right?
I just released an album. It's called Marcellus, Marscellus. If you think you like me, go check that out. I think you'll like it.
Go check out his shit. Go check out shit.
So, we had you on, not just because you're hilarious stand-up. You also have a story, and we love stories. And so I just want to get right into it because I would love to hear.
Let's get right into it. So when they invited me on, they said to bring a crazy story with me. So I bought 2. I'm going to try to keep them quick, but y'all bear with me. I'm long-winded, okay? So we'll start here. First of all, never underestimate your opponent, right? When I was in 7th grade, I got bullied bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, and my bully was a short dude named Corey Beckett, right? I'll never forget this shit. And he's, like, to describe him, he's the type of short dude that you could tell lost their dad because, this ain't a black thing neither. This black or white. Them niggas always got these eyes all the time. Like they looking for something far off in the distance, nigga. That kid, you know that kid, that little motherfucker. And he was
they're looking for a dad.
They're looking for a dad. And
is that him? Oh, no.
No, nobody's him. They never find him. His eyes never open. They're cursed like this. So... this is the person that I'm dealing with, right? He's fighting demons that I can't hope to be a help with, right? So this is 7th grade. This little motherfucker, and I'm not a punk, and this is the biggest thing about this shit, is that I'm from Harlem. I'm from the projects in Harlem. I fought my whole coming up, you know what I'm saying? But I went to school in the Bronx. This little motherfucker hung out with a crew of like 25 people, and I'm an hour and a half away on the train. I'm like, if I fight him, I'm gonna get fucked up before I ever make it home, right? So one day, he punched me, right? And I had like friends, well, my friends are nerds. They ain't with none of this fighting shit. We trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So, nigga, he knocked Dark Magician out of my fucking hand, bro. You'll never understand the frustration. That little motherfucker hit me, right? And that day, I was like, all right, I can't keep putting up with this shit, right? Because I'm end up hurting this motherfucker. But what could I do? So I cut school, right? I cut school for like 33 days straight because I didn't want to deal with this shit. Now, at the time, turn that off. At the time, I'm trying to open up to you motherfuckers. I don't usually come down this far to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I came down here to see you motherfuckers on the Josh Jonhson Show. Turn your phone off. I'm fucking with you. So I cut school for 33 days, and I didn't have any cool places to go, right? But at the time, my grandmother was older, and she was sick, so we had an apartment in the Bronx. My mom was at the apartment with my grandmother in Harlem. So what I did was I had a PlayStation 2 Slim. That shit could fit in a book bag, right? I went and got a copy of my mom's key for the Bronx apartment from the hardware store. So I would just put my PlayStation in my bag, and instead of going to school, I would go to Bronx to our apartment and just chill out, right? She didn't come up there because she was busy taking care of my grandma and figured I didn't have a fucking key. So I did that for 33 days. Well, see, ACS has this thing where if you don't go to school for a certain amount of time, they will call Child Protective Services. And them motherfuckers sent a letter home. So I had to go to school now, right? So I go back to school. I'm like, all right, I've been gone for a month and 3 days. That's enough time for this little motherfucker to forget about me. Sure enough, I showed up. He bullied me like we just met. And I'm talking about, bro, like, it was to the point where that motherfucker was talking about he had a weapon and shit, all this, right? So I was like, yo, all right, I'm done, right? I'm done dealing with this shit. So now, the reason I said never underestimate your opponent is because you never know what people are thinking. You never know what people are going through. I told you I grew up in the projects in Harlem. One thing that any of my friends that know me from back then would tell you is that Nico's favorite hero was Wolverine, and he meant that shit. That's a quote. I'm telling you. My boys will tell you that I used to carry a knife, right? So I know you hear about like mass shooters and all that shit. No. I don't got time or the risk to hold a gun. But that little motherfucker, I got so tired of that nigga, I said, all right, tomorrow, I'm gonna put a stop to this shit. Wolverine style. Yo, I shit you not, bro. I watched X-Men 2, X Unlimited, back to back. Just watch Wolverine stab motherfuckers. Because I was like, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna, shh. Yeah. This might be morbid, but I ain't do it. It's all right. So, but I'm telling you, I was going.
Listen here, bub.
I was going to skewer this motherfucker. And yo, like Wolverine would talk, I swear to God, I was going to dialogue with this motherfucker. Like, want to dance? Like, oh, I couldn't wait. I was going to stab the shit out of this nigga. So my preparation for school was usually like, you know, when I was cutting class, was like, all right, I'll put the PlayStation in, man. I went and got the longest fucking butcher's knife in my grandma's house. Now, the butcher's knife was about the size of Corey. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I hate short people because of this little motherfucker, bro. Like, you family. But, like, outside of that, man, if you any shorter than Josh Jonhson, don't even fucking talk to me, bro. Don't talk to me. If you have children that ain't, like, taller than you, don't have them talk to me. Stay the fuck away from me.
Could I ask what the logic behind the butcher?
No, you can't say shit, white man.
Okay.
Now,
I do feel blessed to be the line.
yeah, man.
Oh, so he can talk. Okay, that's all right.
Now
that's
you
fine.
get the picture.
Okay.
I'm fucking with
I'm
you,
also
white man.
editor of the fucking show, so we'll see if this
You
gets
can't
in.
edit this out live, nigga. I'm fucking with you, Logan. So, wait, Wolverine's real name is
Oh,
Logan.
suddenly I'm fun to have in the story.
Fuck it.
Oh.
So now, I put the knife in my bag, right? So the knife is so fucking long. I had an Adidas book bag, little drawstring shit, right? So the top of the knife, like the handle, was hanging out the top of the shit. And I was gonna kill this nigga. So I go up to school, right? So I go up to school and like my friends ain't really seen me in a minute. So everybody happy and shit. We talking on the line and I got that knife in my bag like I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Poke that nigga. And look, I was gonna do it so cold because I was gonna do it then I was gonna leave. Like swear to God, I was gonna walk right up to him. I don't give a fuck people so. And I was gonna twist it. I was gonna twist the shit out that night. Man, I get to school, and, you know, maybe it was meant for me not to do it so I get here in front of you guys tonight. And I say that because as soon as I show up to school, we sitting out front, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, this 7th grade, so for that class, they was to have teachers come down if you got to school early enough. And we sitting there, and one of my friends goes, yeah, man, you know, they got metal detectors in there now. I said, what? He said, yeah, man, they got metal detectors in there now. I said, they detect metal? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. I gotta go, right? So because I couldn't bring the knife and kill this nigga, I decided not to go that day, right? But then as I was walking away, I was like, well, shit, I already came here, so I may as well go inside. So I went, stashed the knife somewhere or whatever, and I got in school. So now I'm sitting in school, and you know how your teacher send you to get something? So I go to the principal's office to get something, and they ask me what, you know, been keeping me from school so long. I'm making up some lie. And then they said, you know, we had to have metal detectors put into the school because Mr. Bastian, I'll never forget it, motherfucker said, because there's another kid in school named Dante that showed up with a gun to shoot the motherfucker that I was gonna stab. I was gonna put that little motherfucker in dirt, boy. But thankfully, none of that happened, and I get to be here with y'all.
Yeah.
So that's one of my stories.
Give it up for
man.
Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn. Wow.
Yeah.
You gotta be a real bastard to be stabbed or shot, depending on the person.
Yeah.
That's somebody who, especially since you said he was short,
Yeah.
it's like a classic bully too. Because you know those bullies that are short, but then they got two big friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then you wonder why the big friends are listening to them. You're
Yep.
like, you're big enough to kill him.
That Napoleon, bro.
Yeah.
It also shows his ability to multitask because he bullied two kids enough for them to want to murder him the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means he was really equally fucking with these two kids that they were just like, today's the day in unison. Like that's...
That means that he didn't learn shit. There was no time to learn in between all this bullying.
Yo, he ain't no math, he ain't know nothing, he ain't know where his dad was. It was hard for him, man. And the little nigga thought he was a preacher too, because you remember this is like 06, right? So
Yeah.
this is or it's 2005 going into 06. So this is when June 6, 06 was the thing. And I guess his grandmother or something went to church a lot. This nigga was in the classroom, and the trumpets are gonna blaze. And then the last thing we gonna see, he was doing sermons and shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but you're the devil himself, bro.
Yeah.
Sit the fuck down and stop scaring me in this
Yeah.
fucking class.
It's always the
Yeah.
kid like least likely to go to heaven.
Boom. I wonder if he dead yet.
Does he not have Facebook?
I wouldn't look up that shit. I'm Josh. You don't know, bro. I like people like that.
Yeah.
I'm all for growing and like surpassing things.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
with you, but man, him. Hey, I don't wish bad on nobody. But man, I don't wish no good on that motherfucker. Ah, man.
It sounds like you actively pray against him at night. Like
You know what? I wouldn't actively pray against nobody. 'Cause
Yeah.
God would tell me, I'm from one of those families. But
yeah.
if anybody ever, like, I don't know how long it take prayers to get answered. But if them shits got to go to a certain part of the universe, I prayed a long time ago. So we'll see. We'll see what happened in this couple of years. That motherfucker get into like a car accident and it combust. That was all me. Like if he passed on some X-Men shit, that was all me.
I love when our podcast becomes evidence.
Yeah.
Always makes me happy knowing that this
I
will be
feel like
played in
he's
front of a
towing
court.
the line though. It's like it's really on the line, you know?
It's really
like,
on fate if we being honest.
because you really can't prosecute prayer, you know? Like that's one of those things where you're like, I very much hoped this would happen, but I was not there, Your Honor.
You know what though? I shouldn't put that energy out there. I really don't hope anything happens to him. I hope wherever he is, he's free, he's safe, and I hope he found his pops, man.
And he killed him. I was running away! Bye-bye!
Oh,
There's a
man.
hip hop song called 24 Hours to Live. There's that line. Y'all know 24 Hours to Live. Fuck it. Song by Mace.
It's all good. Mace is probably the crossover between this demographic and Mace is probably pretty slim. Just
swinging them and hitting them,
yeah. The Venn diagram is barely a line laying over.
You're not wrong. Shit,
Yeah.
they know the
Whatever
Rugrats
happened to
song.
Mace? Is he all right?
He's all right. He just put out this song against Diddy recently.
Recently, okay. So if you don't
Against
know,
Diddy recently?
yeah, this
Huh.
which is
Didn't Diddy's life go against Diddy enough? Like,
yeah. I don't really get Mace's whole thing is that way back in the day, Diddy had all of his publishing, and so he gave him like 10% of his own publishing, but he also had the master. So then Mace made almost no money off of all of his music, which was selling worldwide. So he has basically the same gripe as any other artist.
quick survey, who's picturing Mace Windu right now from Star Wars? I just wanted to check. See a couple of knowing smiles, okay?
Yeah.
Just wanted to see who
If
was...
you don't know who the rapper Mace is, just imagine any barber. Like he...
Yo, fuck off, nigga.
Mace has one of the least recognizable faces I've ever seen in my entire life.
Nah, bro, I'm from Harlem. I can't let you do that, man. Hell no. Hell no. Mace looked like, yo, every nigga that in the 90s, like, you could tell wasn't the fighter, but wasn't the super corny dude, looked like Mace, man.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had something way too shiny, fucking waves in their hair.
Yeah.
And they fuck your girl on occasion. Like, that's Mace. That grimy dude that when he gets caught, he moves away.
Yeah.
He left Harlem because of that shit.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I was like 3 years old. Fuck do I know.
All right. But yeah, so he's very upset with Diddy, and then he finally made a bunch of money. I had to be doing something else, like had to be doing something not rapping, and then offered Diddy to buy all of his artistic license to like all of his work back, like all the intellectual property, and then Diddy said no. And then and that was like last year, and he did this whole tweet about it, explaining everything, and how the record contract that he signed was horrible and exploitive. And then this year,
In the music industry?
yeah, like
What?
Like I can't think. If you need any insight on Mace's career, the lateness with which he has done this is like kind of indicative of his music as well. Like it's like he is using a time machine wrong, you know? Like he's like, I gotta go into the future to warn them. It's like, oh no, that's not how it works. You're supposed to go back and all right.
Family, thank y'all so much for letting me spend some time with
Thank
you,
you,
Josh.
Josh.
Oh, it was a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks so much.
much.
Make some noise for Nico White, please.
Make some noise for your host.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's.
You want to scoot over a little bit so now we're just not weirdly, just you and me over
yeah,
here?
I mean, I can scoot over a touch.
There we go.
This week has been a bit wild for me because
Oh, now I'm far from my drink. I
did
have
it
to be very
yourself.
careful with this table.
How full is it? Oh, okay. The week has been wild because I don't know if anybody else saw this, but Uber Pool is back. It's called Uber Share now. It's under a different banner. It's called Uber Share because, like I was saying before, with the evil of a corporate mind, they have brought back Uber Pool. But back in the day, Uber Pool used to just let you have the price for the pool, and then if no one else hopped in the pool, you would just get that price because you were willing to be taken out of your way. Now, with Uber Share, it seems, I don't know if I have this right, but it seems that you're really just getting an Uber X, and the price only goes down if someone else gets picked up, which is not up to you, right? So you could pay full price and just make it home with a regular ride,
Okay.
or you could get 20% off because other people got picked up.
What a shitty lottery.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be
I hope
like,
someone gets in this car. Like that's. That
I really hope I get taken out of my way from home and someone coughs all over me. That would be the dream. And so
For $2.
for two
I hope I saved $2 to catch something. That's what I.
for almost no difference. And so basically I was taking an Uber Share because I was nostalgic of the time before COVID when strangers would ride in cars together and ignore each other. And so I take this Uber Share, and we're doing pretty good. It looks like I'm not going to get the discount, getting almost all the way to the bridge. I was at the stand. I'm getting back to Brooklyn, where I live, and before we get there, the driver turns around, and he's like, hey, are you picking up a friend or something? It just changed the thing on me. Like, is this you? And I was like, no, I didn't add a stop or anything. It's Uber Share. Like, so I just started explaining Uber Share because he didn't know what it was. He was like, what is this? Are you picking up your friend right now? Why is it changing the directions on me, right? And like, his English is good, but I'm trying to make sure I'm being
His
very
English
clear.
is good, but the concept is stupid. So it's like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
the concept is so dumb that I'm like, I need to explain this so clearly because there's no language barrier here, sir.
And I'm sure
this doesn't make
he's even
sense.
probably just like, I must be missing something.
Yeah.
Here. I must be.
And so
there must be a term I don't know.
I like fully explain it of just like it's back like because he hasn't been driving for Uber that long, so he doesn't remember pool. So then I had to explain pool and then share, and then and this is all while we're driving. He's looking at me too much because he really wants to, instead of just using the mirror to look up at me from the mirror and in front, he's fully turning around.
Oh, that's good.
At times where we're not at the red yet. Like he'll see it turn red and be like, so what were you saying? And so that's happening. And then we finally stop. We get to this cross section for the pickup, and this always happens. It happened with pool. It happens with share. It's going to continue happening. But the person opens the door on my side. And anytime that happens, it's so little. It's not worth getting upset about. But what's so annoying about people that you share an Uber with is they will just really want to get in from the side of the door that they open. And so then you have to move, but you're like, you didn't look. You also ordered this thing and didn't look to see if
they
anybody
probably
else
thought there was
already in.
like, surely no one will be in this, and then
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
They maybe also didn't know.
So then my man opens the door, and he's standing there with a woman behind him, and he's like, for Miguel? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, so you get...
Your name's Miguel too?
And I'm like, yeah. And then he's kind of just, he feels like he's opened the door for me. He's waiting for me to get out, but I'm just sitting there. And then he's like, for Miguel. And I was like, yeah, but it's a Uber share. He's like, I order Uber X. And I was like, yeah, but you ordered Uber X share. See, it's confusing because they kept the X in there. And then the driver joins in where he's like, yes, they kept the X in there. So it's actually... So now both of us are explaining this to him and his date who are standing outside of the car. And finally, he's like taking it all in. And he turns to her and he's like, I thought it was an Uber X. Like, because it's so clear that they're on a date. Just like their body language. And then he looks at me, he's like, would you mind sitting in the front? And I'm like, the front? And then he gives me this look that, like, is such a... It's so purely like a guy thing of, like, help me out, bro. Like, he just says it... He literally just says it with his, like, pupils. It's not even an eyebrow thing. It's not an intimidation. He's not being rude. He's literally just, like... Like, it's like... It looks like he's looking at someone pointing a gun at him because it's like he just sucked in a little bit of air and he was like, here. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I get out and as I'm opening the front door, he even pats me on the back and he whispers, he's like, thank you. And so then they get in the back and I'm sitting in the front and I'm on my phone anyway, so I really don't care. I'm not like stressing it at all or anything. But as soon as they start talking, the nosy bitch in me comes out. And so I immediately hit pause on the music that I'm listening to.
Oh,
because
for sure.
it's like, it's so clearly a first date. And I can't tell if they're still on the date. Like when they get in the car, I can't tell if they're heading somewhere, like he's picking her up.
Oh, that's the start. That's a rough start.
Yeah,
that's
I can't
a rough
tell.
start.
I couldn't tell at the time if he was picking her up or if they're leaving a restaurant because it was in
Right.
a part of the city where there's just lots of apartments over restaurants.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if it's the start, she's already thinking now, like, well, I'm at least paying half.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then it which really
This is
cracked me
Dutch
up as
at
well.
best.
It also cracked me up so much because my man it says it again at some point in the conversation.
I have
where
money.
It's like, what? No. He's literally just floundering at one point, and he's like, "I thought it was an Uber X." Like he keeps inserting. He will not let it go to everyone in the car that he thought it was the regular Uber. Like he can't handle it, and so then. And so then they start talking. This is so painful. Okay, so he is coming out the gate with like, it's not a a shitty bravado. I want to make that clear. It's not like this person does not seem like a jerk to me, right? But as he's talking, he's like, yeah, so what do you like to do? Like he's so clearly nervous, which is very sweet as well.
Ride alone in cars.
Ride alone in cars. I'm sorry that I messed that up for you.
It's my favorite thing to do.
And then she goes, I love theater, right? And he's like, oh man, I love theater too. Like theater is amazing, except for musicals. Musicals are annoying as hell. Like musicals, just like I don't know. There's just something about them I can't stand it. And then she goes, I was actually a musical theater major.
I'm in the Music Man right now.
And so I'm like, I don't know what to do with my body so much, so I'm just looking out the window now. Like my head is on the glass, and I'm breathing through my mask so hard that I'm still fogging up the window a little bit. I'm just like, ooh, that's not a great start, you know? Because the car is not taking off yet. Like this is just he's.
I'm sorry, what? The car's not taking off yet?
No, because he's sitting down. And now the driver's trying to figure out who's getting dropped off first. So he's just looking at his Waze app.
You guys haven't fucking moved yet?
We haven't moved yet.
And he found a way to fuck it up in that time?
And don't get me wrong, this is all of like 30 seconds. So that thing, like, they sit down and
that
he's
also
like,
makes
so
it worse.
like
He's like, oh, I can't believe it. This is an Uber X. I fucking hate musicals.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot to cram in to a short amount of time.
It happens so fast. And then we take off, and none of the conversation is, like, ideal. Like none of it.
Not after that.
None of it is going well. And so, because then he even tries to save it where he's like, oh, so, like, what were you in, you know? And then she starts listing these musicals that she did wherever she's from.
Right.
And finally, she hits one of them, and he's like, oh, I love Come From Away. And it's like, it's too late, bro. Like you're not saving it now. And then they kind of like move on from that. And there's a couple of like pauses, and anytime there's a pause, I just get back on my phone. Like, it's not that interesting, you know. But then he'll say something like out of a pause, he'll be like, "So you have like a favorite food or anything? Like, what do you really like?"
What a great question to ask on a date.
And this
always has places to go.
And this
yeah
is how I know where their like, date is at.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "So what was your favorite, like your favorite food and everything?" And she's like, "Peruvian. I told you that at the Peruvian restaurant." And at this point, I can't even breathe. Like I'm like so stressed out for this man and this woman in the back that I'm like genuinely in my head. I'm like, I should be back there. Like that would have broken up the tension. If I was even sitting in between them, that would be better than what's happening right now. Like he's just been left to his own devices, and it is fucking his world up. Okay. And so it's so bad. It's so bad that the driver starts turning up the music so that nobody can talk. Like, 'cause the entire time I'm forgetting that the driver must also be getting so uncomfortable right now that he's like, I would rather blare Dua Lipa to the point where all of our ears bleed than to let this man hang himself anymore. This is horrible. And the music's playing for like maybe 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he's kind of like, hey, could you turn it down? To which I'm sure everyone in the car in their head was like, don't make us do this.
Come on, man.
And then he's,
You got show tunes?
Yeah.
I love musicals.
I love musicals now. I just want to save it, the date and everything. Please. And then he
Peruvian musicals. I love them. Put it. If you have that, please.
And then
I thought this was an Uber X.
And then he turns the music down a little bit, and the guy once again is like, yeah, you know, I thought it was an Uber X. Like he says it.
Oh, he does it again?
Yeah, he says it again. He's saying it throughout the whole drive, like too many times. And then we're in Brooklyn now, and we're heading off to drop, you know, them off first. And this next part is technical, okay? Because I can understand the dance that was happening. When you order an Uber X, you can add or change a stop, right? So I understand what he must have been thinking, right? And if I have it right in my head, what he's thinking was the perfect way to play it. But we get to the stop. It's not my stop. They're stopping at her apartment. And so car stops, and she's like, I had a great time, and she goes to open the door, and he's like, oh, I was wondering if I could. If I could, you know, come up, we hang out a little bit more. And then she goes, oh, I had a great time and everything, but and the...
Can I be honest? You looking at me and saying this feels like you're breaking up with me.
Yeah.
And it's palpable enough that like this situation sucks.
It's so painful, and me and the driver made eye contact. Out of the side of our eyes, because we were like, oh. And then he was like, hey, yeah, I'm not, like, I don't want to be weird or anything. It's just I
love you. Oh, shit.
When it's just when I put the address in, and then she was like, yeah, sorry, maybe I gave the wrong impression or something, but I'm gonna go up and maybe we can talk again or something. And so she closes the door, and it's just the three of us sitting there. And so he's like, he looks at me. He's like, thanks for sitting up front, man. Like, I was like, and I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I really was trying to make it better. Like, in the moment, I was trying to keep it light, because this person is clearly devastated, and that's very embarrassing, because he made some missteps, but once again, he did not seem like a douchey, like, asshole, right? And so I was like, I just, as a joke, I was like, yeah, I mean, if only you could come home with me, you know what I mean? Like, the fucking... And then
that is not what you said.
Yeah. And then he opened the door, and to himself goes, I thought it was an Uber X.
Well, that's better than can I?
Yeah. But yeah, it was rough. And then I didn't know what to do, so I just stayed in the front with the driver for the rest of the time. And we were both just airing it out. Like, we were both just
you guys just talk about it?
Yeah,
then?
we talked about it.
Absolutely,
How could we not talk about it?
I know, yeah.
He was like, I couldn't believe, and I was like, when he sat down. Because the reason that I bring up the dance is that he is like trying to, I guess, I'm assuming, like, pay for things, show his interest and everything on the date, right? And so he's getting the Uber back to her apartment. And she also knows he's getting the Uber to her apartment. She's not like wondering where they're going. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a whole different problem on a date.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like if
take me to question mark.
If the date is over and your date's ordering the Uber and they put your address, you know that they're getting the Uber for your place, you know what I mean? But when it's an Uber X, you can add a stop, which means if she didn't want him to come up, he can now just add a stop to his apartment and head home. But because it's Uber share, you can't do that. So we drove off from him just sort of standing on the sidewalk. And I was
in
like,
front of her
that's-
place, or
Yeah. Ordering another Uber.
that's not good if she looks out the window.
Yeah, no, it looks horrible, but it's
She
like
looks
he
out,
can't-
oh God, he
can't-
didn't go.
I mean, he basically doesn't exist in the car now because he's supposed to get out
Right.
at the stop he ordered.
Yeah.
And so you can't add a stop, and so what a shame. Yeah. No, it is. It's just sad because if it was an X, he could be like, "Oh, okay, I read it wrong. Let me add a stop," and then he goes
Right,
home.
right, yeah.
But now he has to get out. He can't come to my place,
Right.
and he's not.
Even though you invited him.
yeah, even though I invited him, but he's not.
He could have.
But he's not supposed to be in the
Right,
the
right.
car anymore, so he has to get out. And so yeah, but then the driver and I were just like, oh. Then the driver was also like, the driver was also like, when you're on a date, just say nothing. And I was like, wow, that is in a weird way better advice.
Yeah. I mean,
like I understand what he was trying to say, where he was
Right.
like, man, in this whole situation, I would have just said nothing in the car.
or at least not have such hard opinions. Like that's the thing too.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, musicals. I fucking hate those. Oh, what? Like don't
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
come out the gate. You got to be kind of in the gray area until you know. But it's especially too like, I'm not saying he's trash or anything, but he's clearly has wild misguided